Brattleboro Housing Partnerships. And if you are seeing that we are few, we are indeed, because 3 of our commissioners are out because of illness or post-surgery issues. So as we meet, we are going to proceed with hearings, but there will not be a final vote because the 3 commissioners who are not here are going to be reviewing a disc of this meeting, voting on the questions that will be coming up. And so, although this will be a legal meeting, it won't be effective until they see it. Review and approve the minutes of the meeting of January 14th. Pat, if you are willing to so move when you are ready to.
I move that we accept these minutes as written.
So since we are trading back and forth, I will second. And I will vote yes to approve the minutes as circulated. Okay. We have no residents and citizen participation, so that the next business of resident interest is open the public hearing on changes in public housing admissions and continued occupancy policy.
And these are the policies, they've been out since
We're reading the 2 or 3 months.
January.
Yes.
And yes, because this is the second time that they've been before the board. And full copies have been in all of the developments.
Have there been any comments on them?
No,
The,
we received no comments.
so they are not controversial?
No, they're really not. They just cleaned up some language, and the bulk of the changes that we needed to make were as a result of the passage of the Federal Violence Against Women's Act, which made a whole series of additional procedural requirements, and that's really the majority of the changes.
Had any questions on your part? So may I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I move we close the public hearing.
And I will second that. So we will close this public hearing, and the commissioners not here will be able to observe a disc of this particular section of the meeting and give us our their vote. Now, do I have? Yes. We need to vote on the public housing admissions and continued occupancy policy.
To adopt the policy.
Adopt the policy. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, no. Okay. Staff reports.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Property portfolio management, property managers. We have your direct.
Oh, right. Just some update on
So
HUD
before we
spending.
on HUD spending. And this was, of course, during the shutdown.
This was right at the end, I think.
Right, that's what I
Yes.
mean. So the shouldn't be amused, and they call it the THUD bill.
Yeah.
THUD. Right. So funding levels remain robust with lower levels for Section 8 house administrative fees being avoided. However, the home program was cut by $112 million. Smaller cut the administration and the House requested. It's a huge win for the national, what's the NEHRO translation?
National Association of Housing and Rehabilitation Officials.
Not Oh, there it is, okay.
So all
So-
the advocacy groups really worked hard.
Great. So as we look at the property management updates and so forth, this is the background, that it's not as bad as it might have been.
No, it's not.
The, talk about Ledgewood and Samuel Elliott apartment collections are down due to a few residents in litigation. You can give us an update on that.
The Ledgewood is only down to 72%,
Yes.
which isn't bad.
No,
And Elliott is at 87. So while they're lower, they're not that bad. These are non-payment of rent folks that have gone into litigation. Otherwise, all total, the rent collection is about 97%.
That's
Which
wonderful.
is great. And 3 Cheers to More Court at 96.8.
More court people have had a hard time, so that's really good.
Yeah.
Is some of
Excellent.
that perhaps connected with family self-sufficiency work?
As you read in Lucy's report, she's really very engaged with helping her folks. But I think it's the whole program that the services people put together with the property managers to really get to people that have not paid rent immediately and be on the doorstep saying, how can we help you?
Rather than punitive, what can we do? That's great.
Right. So we feel that the deal we made is we've given you mailing envelopes, you don't have to worry about addressing it and stamping it, and we deposit your check the day we get it. That way you know it's in, it's through, and your part of the deal is you pay us.
And you pay,
And it's
you
been
pay
well.
knowing you have money to cover it, which is
Right.
important. Okay,
Very
the Wellness Services and Services Monthly Board Report. Christine Hassett.
I noticed this, they're talking about having our group take over Narcan.
Well, that,
Interested?
yes.
Stepping into that?
And that's a discussion that, I don't know whether you want to start having it tonight or with a larger board, but I did ask this group to look at Narcan, to really think about it. We have at least one place where we probably ought to have it. The question becomes, where is it kept? How are people trained? Who's trained? You know, all of those things. I did contact our insurance company and they said, your rate will definitely go up, but we can't tell you how much until we know who's going to be trained, you know, all the same questions. But I didn't want to have Christine and this group of 7 staff spend a lot of time investing in this and really researching it and thinking about it. If it was just going to come, it will have to come to the board for adoption. So if this is something that we shouldn't even pursue, the sooner we know that, the better. If it's something that the board is even neutral about and thinks it would be okay to pursue it because you've got some questions or you just want an opportunity to sort of see what the staff comes up with, then we will.
What was your feeling about
Whether they want to. It's likely to work through that.
that? Well, I don't think there's any doubt that
Can you
you
speak
need
louder?
to speak up a little bit
Oh,
more.
yes.
I don't think there's any doubt that if they are able to apply Narcan in time, it does work. The issue is getting there with the resources when you need it, which is, I'm sure, why Christine is interested. Have they had an answer back from the Burlington Housing Authority?
They have, I think they've had some discussions with them. They were general in nature, and they were about the same as I had with my insurance company. Well, it depends, you know, kind of thing. But I will tell you that over a year ago, when I talked to the Burlington executive director, she said they were putting Narcan in all of their housing, and they were training everybody.
Great.
So that's, I do know they've done that.
I would be interested in knowing what the Brattleboro Police have to say about that.
Okay. Okay.
Because I know they carry it,
I was just reading the comments article. Wow, such a terrific report. Okay.
So that, as another viewpoint, particularly if the Brattleboro police say, well, it would be great to have another group in town who carry it and are trained, because there's no sense in carrying it if you're not trained.
Oh, yeah, that we couldn't. We
Yeah,
can't have anybody.
right.
Okay. They did have a great meeting with a fellow, Don, from Turning Point. And he spoke at a little gathering that I had gone to, and he's really very, very good, very passionate about this. And he met with them and really is a great advocate for more places having this. So they've done that, and really we're at a point where, as I said, I just don't want a lot of staff time, and I don't want them to raise their expectations, and then we come to the board, and the board says, nah, not a good idea,
Well, I'm
So-
certainly not negative about it.
If you're open to having the staff do more work, and I can go back and say, they're open to you doing more work, then we'll go forward.
How do you feel?
They're willing to do it.
Okay. All right, great. And for the commissioners who are not here, I certainly anticipate hearing from them as they view the tape.
And Lorelei Marisette's comments. The painting of the Ledgeport
Oh,
Community
yes,
Room.
wasn't that great?
I had a friend who went from the Episcopal Church to try to help paint. She said most of the work was done
No.
by the time they got there. But it was great. I hope they like the results.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was very nice.
And I saw in, I think, this morning's paper that the arts department with Molly Burke is back from the break.
Yes. And the meals program went very well for
The vacation
break.
meals,
Mhm.
and now they're back at school.
Yeah.
And how about Shanavar?
Well, I meant to connect with her today, and I didn't, but it's very exciting, and they were getting ready to have coffee and meet the nurse and meet her, and they have 20 spots open, and typically the way SASH starts is slowly, and it's just one or two people, and then, it really ramps up after that, so I'll find out and let you all know.
I
But
think it's important just to specify that the 20 spots are open for community members of Wyndham Windsor Housing Trust, located at Bird Street in Algiers in Guilford, and any new folks at Hayes Court and Melrose. So that we're trying to expand the connections for the support and services at home for SASH.
And it's a great partnership to have, to be
Absolutely.
doing this with the Wyndham Windsor Trust.
Indeed. And the family self-sufficiency program.
So the really great news is that the grant has been renewed, not at the same rate, but renewed nonetheless. And the reduction was not substantial. We're in conversations now with the start date that they put on it, and the fact that we paid a staff person for 6 weeks, and we want the grant to come in. So we are talking with them, but it's really great. Lucy is excited, and we are too.
The resident advisory board.
We had a great meeting with these folks today,
Good.
and talked about RAD and MTW and a variety of things, including they'd like to have Hate Has No Home Here signs and banners. for the property, so we're going to work with them on doing that.
I'm interested, because we've tried for a long time to have residence advisory boards for each property. And this seems to work better,
Much better.
because you're identifying the people who are interested rather than where they live.
Well, and the resident associations can be very burdensome to the person that's the president and the vice president.
I should have said yes.
That's really the
Associations run, I
difference
see.
when you're, and people tended to think that if you were the association president, then you were the person that they should come to with all their complaints about the housing partnership. And, you know, it was unfair and very difficult. These folks understand that their job is to communicate and to get the information back, and then to sit with us once a month and say, hey, why can't we do this? And why can't we, you know, it's very different, but really great.
And the housing choice voucher. Go through the exact flash down to orange.
So as you can see, David's pretty full.
Yes.
And clicking away on all cylinders. And we have only one slot available at transitions, and that's it.
Even though an unusual increase in participant lease violations,
Yeah.
none of them have progressed to eviction process. And I think the work that you've been trying to do is to diminish or eliminate the need for that kind of
Right.
response.
And David's always been really, really good at this. As soon as he hears from a landlord that there's a problem, David steps in to work on the problem. We did have one, as you can see, one that was, took a long time to have the family move, and where that program has in it money for charges to landlords, and we will use it.
Risk pool funds.
Yes.
Risk pool thinking.
We will use it.
Any question on the checklisting? Chris Connolly has been doing the checks
Yep.
in March,
Yes?
in February.
Mhm.
Start Friday.
Okay.
That's
Who
right.
do I call?
Mary. Mary Holt. The regular number, 254-6071, just ask for Mary. I'll
Should I
actually,
get into the answer?
well, I'll have Mary call you.
Okay.
Okay. I don't want to do that.
And then you and she can work out
Yep.
when is the best time.
Yeah, she's just starting to get a sort of a rhythm in the office, so,
She'll be there
yeah.
Thursday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And Chris, can you just bring us up to date on large projects in progress?
Yes, our RAD closing is back on. We're working pretty hard at getting all of that together. It's now scheduled for the end of June. Our MTW materials were received at HUD during the shutdown. We got a notice from HUD that said, gee, a lot of people have complained that the closing date was during the shutdown, so we think we're going to open up the application period again. We're waiting to hear nothing from FEMA on the PDMA, so I'm going
The
to,
PDMA.
the Pre-Disaster Mitigation Award for Melrose. I'm going to go back to our state person and just say, okay, now what's up? For a while, the FEMA funds we thought were sort of in a holding pattern because they might have been funds that were going to be used to build the wall down in Texas or wherever it is. So I just need to follow up with the state people and find out what that is.
And when that comes through,
And
that
when-
will then enable the removal of the buildings that have already been boarded up.
Yes, We'll remove
Railroads.
11 buildings, yes. So it'll be a nice big project. And the Red Clover 2, I think I mentioned, we have new designs. It's really a sweet little building. It's going to be down here. It's almost like a little cottage. And we have been madly writing funding requests over the last 2 weeks. For the town is going to, is supporting a community development block grant for us, which is great. So that's in with the town now, and will be up for a hearing, I think, in April. And we have our grants in the hopper for Vermont Housing Finance Agency, and I think we're finishing up, Housing Vermont's finishing up the Vermont Housing and Community Development. So that's super that the town got us. We were actually third in line, and then the second in line dropped out, and Patrick emailed me and said, could you get this done in 2 weeks? And I was like, yes. So that's great.
Congratulations, Bruce.
Yeah,
That's
well,
great.
really.
Our heating here still needs to be attached to that, right?
No, we're not going to do that. No, we decided that it was, when we really did, great idea, very expensive, not a very smart idea. You know, great thought, nah, not doing it. So, yeah, no, it sounded like a great idea, but what we'll do is we'll put in very efficient heating and cooling systems for that.
Well, for this building, we did reach out to new techniques.
Yes.
Good idea, long-term, but difficult in the process.
Right. So
Now,
best left as it is.
do I hear a motion to enter executive session?
I need that we enter executive session.
Second.
Okay.
Those in favor, please say aye. And Mary will say goodbye to you.